gracious. What hat are you wearing right now, Jason? Thank you for joining us, by the way. We haven't been sitting here for 20 minutes talking, waiting for you. And your mic doesn't work. Your mic doesn't work.
And we are live.
Yeah, we're live now, and Jason's mic doesn't work. We're off to a hot start. We're 20 minutes late. This is good.
Yeah, that's right. It wouldn't be a Mixed Services podcast if everything went right.
Mixed quality, but it's all good. Well, welcome everyone. Another off-season episode of Mixed Surfaces podcast. Don't mind the background noise. Jason sounds like he's rearranging furniture, but that's all good. But yeah, gonna have a fun discussion today. We got a couple of fun topics to talk about. I think primarily the road season's kicking off right now, but some fun things that have popped out, some sad things that have popped out too when it comes to some of our brands that have been tried and true here in America. But as always, want to thank our sponsors. We got Real and Nutrition. If you look at the bottom of the screen, if you're with us live on YouTube or Instagram, you should see the link for 15% off for all your recovery needs. And then also, we want to thank Olive, best olive oil out there. Really good stuff. They're active on social media a lot. Take a look on Instagram. Saw Pete, the owner, out there riding around in the Greek islands today. Kind of made me jealous. But if you want to live like Pete, drink your olive oil and take your olive oil supplements. And then, of course, our favorite bike shops, Flat Tire Bike Company up there in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. I'll never forget it. It's tattooed in my memory. Greensburg, the metropolis of PA. And then the metropolis of Iowa City. We got World of Bikes. Great shop. I think everybody has enjoyed the warm weather. I think most of the country. I think, Aria, you had some warm weather. I had some warm weather down here today and yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, got out in short sleeves and shorts. I got the kid out on the bike. It was a lot of fun.
I was a little jealous of you and the little munchkin just going out there and just riding the bike.
Yeah, dude. She loves it, man. I tricked her too. I picked her up from school and I hid the bike around the corner, and she walked out and she couldn't find the truck anywhere, and she's like, "Dad, did you walk here?" And I'm like, "No." And then I showed her the bike and she lost her mind, but it was good.
You hear me?
I can hear you. You're a little quiet, but I can hear you.
A little quiet.
There we go.
You're back now. You're back. But Maria, did you get out for a ride?
Yeah. Yesterday I got in about 28 miles. It was beautiful, but turning around on my way back, the wind was just insane.
That's the problem with Iowa, man. You got to pick your rides based on the wind direction, and I hate that.
Yeah,
Buttercup.
That's right. It makes you tough. Iowa tough. That's what happens.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
No, but it was beautiful, man. For the first time in months, I rode with no winter gloves. It was just my summer gloves. It almost felt weird. And
it was nice here today, but I was working.
I thought about going out for a ride today, but then it was too windy, and I had a lot of stuff to get done, so I figured I better just do my work. We'll ride another day, You didn't get on a ride yesterday, Jason, at all?
Oh, I rode 4 or 5 days in a row last week.
Yeah.
Are you still hearing me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all I've been all on the trainer, but like I did yesterday, it was an easy ride. I think I'm gonna on a little recovery week here. I'm hoping, because I don't have to ride again until Thursday.
What plan are you following?
I'm planning the Ruvi Unbound plan.
The Ruvi Unbound plan. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do rides outside, or do you have to do all your rides inside?
Well, it's all on Ruvi, so it's all got to be inside.
So, how are you going to if you're gonna ride inside, are you gonna remember how to steer your bike when you have to go outside and make those like 8 turns at Unbound?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. See.
Does Rovi have an option to push your workout to an outside workout? I feel like they probably wouldn't
I don't
because
know.
Lindsay cannibalizing there.
Lindsay's been exploring it a little bit, and she said there's like a companion app thing, so maybe that has something to do with it. But once this plan is done, I think I'm going to do the Trainer Road option and try and do that for a little bit. Try that out. But
yeah, Cassie seems to be liking that. I don't know if Jacob is doing that too,
but I've seen a couple of Aria's training efforts on Strava, but I haven't seen any of Graham's really. So is he sneaky training?
Bro, I haven't ridden my bike hardly at all. It's gonna be fun.
Just lie to us or lie to me and say you're sneaky training. So
no, everything I do is on Strava. I don't hide anything. But I've been running a lot and playing basketball, but it'll be all right. I feel like I'm building bone density and durability for when I get on the gravel bike. It'll just translate over to power. It'll be fun.
It should.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm an athlete, guys. You got to realize that. Like, I don't have to train this like long specific hours to go out and perform.
Did you see that? Well, you guys scared though when you saw those pod numbers that was putting out yesterday.
Well, no. So that's the problem with you, Ria. You send us these screenshots of graphs with no reference.
That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
It was Yvonne's power. I know it's all Yvonne's power
for sure. If you want to impress me, send me your ride time, your average speed, your power, your normalized power, and your heart rate, and your max power. You send me that, and I'll be happy.
See, here's the thing was why I don't like average speed for me on a training ride. I don't really kind of go by because it's like it was zone 2 with some VO2 max efforts, but they were short, 15, 10 seconds here and there. So, and then the rest was just zone 2. So my average speed, my zone 2 is like, I think it ends at like 149 or 150 around there. So I have to be like riding pretty, fast. And then I'll be out of zone. I'll be like in zone 3 like the whole time. And I actually want to like listen to the training plan and
dude, isn't that the real like goal? I think sometimes when it comes to training is to get your zone 2 high enough to where your rides are fast and you're not working that hard. Like that is like nirvana. I feel like as a cyclist where you can go out and you can ride at like 20, 21 miles an hour on the road or 16, 17 miles an hour on gravel and just be cruising. Man, when you can do that, it feels so good.
I'm working on it. Definitely not there.
But you got to be so disciplined, and it sucks, dude. Zone 2 sucks.
It really does, and I'm so glad that, like at this level of the Garmin plan, they're starting to throw in some power, some anaerobic stuff, some threshold power, so that helps the time go by. But if you just ride at 175 watts, like just for 3 hours or 4 hours, for me, that's my zone 2 there is like, holy cow, that's boring.
Hey, shout out to my buddy Will. He, I got together with him this week and we're talking about he signed up and he's into Leadville. He's going to Leadville this year. So he's like, I gotta train for Leadville. So he started a training plan and he's doing some Zwift training plan. And I run into him. I haven't seen him in a while. I've seen his doing his training rides, on Zwift, and he's like, dude, these training rides are like killing me. He's like, I can't do it, and I'm like, well, what's going on? He's like, I don't know. I think my power's like too much, and I'm like, what's your power set at? We were looking, Ashley and I were looking at his plan. He had his power defaulted at like 340.
Whoa, for his FTP.
For his FTP training.
Man, don't we all? Yeah. We all want that for Christmas.
It sounds about right.
He's been getting crushed for like 3 weeks now. He's like, oh my God, this is killing me.
Dude, that guy must be strong. If he could have held on for 3 weeks doing that, that's impressive.
Yeah, like seriously though, that's seriously impressive.
It wasn't
because
that impressive.
was he able to meet any of the power targets that they were?
I don't think so. He was
Yeah.
he was like he might have cried a little bit to me.
Yeah.
He was a broken man.
He's gonna listen to this, but I'm gonna laugh at him. He's gonna be swearing at me, guaranteed. But yeah.
Hey,
that's
go
what
big or go home. I mean, it'll be fine. It was just a big training block. He'll be
Well,
all right.
I'm curious. We went like, dude, you got to change that. He's like, I don't know what my FTP is. And we said, well, put it around what mine is. He and I are pretty evenly matched.
Wait, what's your FTP?
Oh, about 300? No, it's I don't know. I think I had it listed at 240.
297.
I don't know.
Listen, I think you're sitting at. I don't think that 240 is your FTP. I think
what
you're
I did the
closer
ramp
to.
test at.
I'm thinking you're like,
dude,
closer
but
to-
ramp tests are so like, it's more of a mental game than it is a physical game. Like,
correct.
the ramp test, I feel like it's such a short period of time to get yourself locked in and focused that it's so hard for me to perform on those. I would much rather go out and do like a 20-minute test or even an hour test.
So I did a 20-minute test and it had me at 215. And then I did the ramp test and it put me at 240. And then I did another ramp test and it said 240 again. So, and that was like, a month and a half ago, I guess. It was like right after New Year's.
I feel like yours will probably be closer to 280, 290.
I don't know if that's that.
There's no way my FTP is higher than yours.
I was thinking maybe 50 or 60, but 52, 60, but
no, I don't think so. I think you could definitely do like 260 watts or 70 watts or whatever for an hour, threshold power, whatever. So I think it's low, but we'll find out.
I am super excited to get outside though, and I can't wait for my new bike to come in. It should be here hopefully next week.
Yeah. Wait, you did that like crazy sparkly color or something like that, or what'd you do? Like what color did you do?
It's just tan.
Tan. Oh, tan.
Tan.
Makes sense.
Camo. They didn't have that color. Did they have that color on the website last time?
No.
Yeah, we looked for it.
It was a tan. Yeah, it's tan. I think it's up now.
Let me check.
Do you guys sell Scott through the shop?
We do.
Yeah, I went into REI the other day. I was like picking up some gloves for my daughter, and they had like the base model of the Addict there. That's a good looking bike. Like even like the base model with like cues on it was like pretty good. I mean, not good, but
yeah, I mean, it's so tough. I mean, most entry level bikes are all going to be about the same. I mean, the geometry is all about the same. The carbon, all the stuff's all about the same, I guess.
Okay, so on Scott's website, you have 3 Addicts. Well, actually more than that. Looks like 7 Addicts. So we have the Scott Addict 20, 10, and the Premium. Scott Addict Premium. Which one did you go with?
I think it's the 20.
The 20.
Okay, it was the rival build.
On 3 colors. Let's take a look.
Or maybe it was.
I don't see that color, man.
Wait, and you got the Zip 303s on there?
Yeah.
303s. So, and then you're putting what tires on there?
I don't know. I was thinking of the Schwalbe, the RS1 or whatever, the G1.
Dude, I don't understand Schwalbe's new tires, like how they name them, because there's like the RS, there's the R, there's the RX, and then there's like the G1 or whatever. The G1 is sweet, but like, what is it, like R Sport and then R Extreme?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what. I mean, you got to deep dive into like the sidewall casing and then the rubber compound and then I usually just kind of look at the latest one and go, oh, that's the one I want.
Yeah,
because I
Yeah, I use like
Sidewall.
bicycle rolling resistance. I use that.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
That might be something to look. I was thinking about the Thunderbirds,
Yeah.
trying those
Yes.
out.
How's
But
the puncture resistance on those bad boys?
Dude, I think the puncture,
Because they're pretty fast.
they're fast. I think when people like racers talk about puncture resistance, like you got to think about like what their impacts and tire load that they're putting on there. I mean, these guys are riding 22 miles an hour in a Peloton, just drilling potholes because like they're not dodging those things. So they've got to worry about that kind of stuff. But for the average rider, where you can see your line and you can like at least pick a decent line, I think the puncture resistance isn't a huge concern because it's a mountain bike tire. Like, I mean, it's made to be able to hold up. Like, you don't want to go take it out in like Pisgah or, on some of the trails around here. But I think for any gravel, when you're worried about puncture resistance, it's not a huge concern. I mean, don't go ride some like Renee Hurst or something like that.
yeah, don't ride Renee Hurst.
What?
Bro,
Which one of you two guys has ridden the Renee Hursts?
Well, I tried to ride them once and they flatted
This guy.
twice. They flatted twice on me.
No, between Yvonne and okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I rode Renee Hurst's for years, and I never had a single puncture. Now Yvonne had a puncture because there was somehow she hit the only piece of glass that was on like a pavement.
Glass, glass and that sort of thing is one thing.
Yeah,
I think all these flat stuff is people not riding the right tire pressure. I mean, I think for some reason I feel like everybody's riding their tire pressure just super low.
Oh, I ride my tire pressure super low.
I know.
As long as I'm not like rolling the sidewall over, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, no, for sure. Like I mean, I think people baby their wheels way too much. Like I think that you should feel your wheel at least like once or twice a ride because of I do. I believe that. I really believe that.
Sounds like you're telling us to do something else, man.
No way. Bro, my friend, I ride with my friend here and he rides at like 32, 34 PSI on his like hardtail.
That's too high.
And it just hurts my soul. And he's such a good rider.
That's nuts.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Well, what do you ride for mountain bike tire pressure, Jason? I would ask you Aria, but I know it's not your forte. So
I'll do
Jason.
I'll do like so on my pivot, I'll do probably 19, 20, 21. I don't really go below. It's rocky here, so I don't want to go below 19 much because I don't want to have a rim strike. I'm not running crush cores.
Yeah, but like I mean, well, first off, you work at a bike shop, so you're like in on the warranty. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like I'm not saying go out and break a wheel, but I think that you should err on the side of hurting your wheel more than you should err on the side of higher pressure.
Well, and gravel, I'm going to try and do like my 45s, I'll probably try and do what, like 35?
35, like 32, 33. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you weigh what, like 160 or something like that?
170, 175 right now.
He eats bacon, every weekend. So
bacon.
Heavy lately, but I don't know. I'm going to be interested to find the tire pressure with these zips,
Yeah, with those, I mean, it's going to, I don't know, it could be very interesting. I wonder what it does to the sidewall having that really wide internal width. Like, does it compromise
it probably
the sidewall?
Reduces your sidewall. It reduces the amount of sidewall you have, I feel like.
I don't know if it reduces it. I think it more like just, it changes the angle at which it's like, the pressure of the tires being applied, because like if it's wide, it's going to be more square, right? Like as opposed to a bowed shape with a more like.
Well, I feel
narrow.
like you're going to be able to run a little bit lower pressure, and it's going to maintain its shape a little bit better because it's more rounded and not light bulbed, Now,
is it with the hookless? Do you run into trouble with less pressure or more pressure? I don't have any experience with that.
More pressure. You got to worry about too much pressure, and you got to worry about the minimum width of your tire.
Max in the back, a little bit less in the front.
Max,
bro. That's kind of like I don't go max, but usually my back tire usually air a little bit more pressure than the front. But yeah, but that's but usually it's 27, 25.
You don't even do max pressure on a road bike.
I usually just read whatever's on the side of it says max PSI on the sidewall, and I just put it to that max PSI.
For the road bikes?
No, for everything.
Now that, can you imagine putting like a 50 PSI in 55 mil tire or something? That sucker would be, man, you would hit the deck so hard in this early spring riding where there's sand everywhere.
Hey Graham, I was in the basement at Wald putting I forget what tire it was. I think it was a Maxxis tire on a Mustang Bontrager rim, and it would not seat. So I had the tire around the corner, and I was pumping up with the pump. The max tire pressure on the tire was 50 pounds. What was the tire pressure I had it up to before it started to seat? Can you give me a guess?
Dude, well,
100.
I can only speak to watching some of the guys at the shop like try to seat tires where they're holding it outside the door in case it like blows off. And I think like I would guess like probably like upper 90s.
It was 90.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had it around the corner and everybody's like standing away. I'm like 90, and it finally went ping.
Yeah.
So those PSIs on the sidewall are just there for it's just a merely suggestion.
Man, it's a suggestion, but it's like scary too, because like I feel like that's the problem with like the wheel and tire industry right now, is that there's a lot of incompatibility that's like understated sometimes. Like I remember there was a customer, and I won't name his name, we'll call him Dan. Dan bought some wheels from World of Bikes from a specific
I feel
brand.
like you know it, Dan. You're not talking about the Dan that we both know.
We're not talking about the Dan we know.
Maria.
We'll call him Maria. But yeah, man, he bought some nice wheels from Whiskey, and then tried to pair them up with some Pirelli tires, and I think had two blowouts, like separate blowouts going downhill, riding his bike, like, and it was just purely because of an incompatibility issue. And then you got issues with like people that don't know how to seat a tire correctly. They try to seat their tubeless tires at home, and it's not on the bead, and then all of a sudden it blows off when you're going 40 miles an hour. That stuff scares me.
Yeah.
No, do you guys any of you guys use the SRAM tire pressure calculator? You guys ever get into that?
No, I use the Silka one. Silka.
I don't think I've used the Silka one.
Yeah, Silka has like a questionnaire. It's like what is the width of your tire? Like what is the type of terrain that you're going to be riding on? Like what is the total like rider weight with the bike? What's the casing on the tire? And then it spits out the exact tire pressure that you should use. That's the one you should use. Josh Portner wins always.
Oh wow, that's pretty elaborate actually. Wow,
it's super easy. Like let's spit it out. Let's do Aria's, or let's do Jason's what he should be running on his pivot.
Jason's 170.
But with the bike, your bike's probably what, 25 pounds?
Yeah,
25 pounds.
25, yeah.
So 195 is
category stuff. What would you say? Category
so check
3?
this out. So go to the there's like a little icon. It'll tell you.
Do they have a legend right here?
Yeah. Go check that out.
Surface guide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Cat 3. Okay. So let's do Cat 2. Most of the US stuff is probably Cat 2. All right. What was your tire? It's gonna blow up to be like what? Like
on the pivot?
45. No, I guess we're doing gravel. So you're thinking about doing 45s on there.
Yeah.
45s, diameter.
700C.
All right, tire. Whoa, is it a high performance tire?
No, it's not.
course.
It's no. It's because like
Wait.
it's going to be more of a hard casing tire, I would say. This is where I get a little confused on this because I don't know if it's relative to the genre. Because like it's not
Puncture
gator
resistant,
skins.
tubeless, latex. Let's go with that. Let's go with the high performance. I'm assuming Jason's gonna put the best tire he can.
Of course, let's do it.
All right, fast group ride. Yeah,
Party
for
pace.
sure. All right.
I can't see any of the stuff that you guys.
Yeah,
are.
read it out. Or yeah, I can't see it either. What's that?
Let's see if I can take my face.
Oh,
out
that's
of
the
there.
weight. That's the weight distribution. That's going to be like the 4852. Yeah. So
Okay.
don't put your
We don't
email in.
want any marketing stuff.
You don't need that. What's it say?
There you go, Jason. There you go.
What
You got,
we can't see it. What's it say?
Rear tire, you got 31 psi. Front, you got 30.5. 31.5 front, 31.5 rear, 30.5 front.
And that was a 45.
Yeah.
That's less than you thought.
That's a
Wait,
little
wait,
bit less than I thought.
Actually, hang on. What was the weight that you put in at the very top there? The weight.
Oh, his weight 170.
Yeah, put 195.
195.
Yeah, because you got to add the bike in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay, that makes sense. I forgot about that. There we go. Okay.
32,
All right. Rear
31.5.
32, front 31.5.
There you go, Jason. That's the winning combination.
That's it.
All right. Well, I'm going to try that out.
You're gonna beat everybody at that PSI there. Yeah. Speaking of which, did you guys see Garmin's new Radar light?
Oh, they came out with the new Varia.
Yeah, and the reason I like riding with Radar. I feel like everybody should. Obviously, there's some cheaper alternatives. Garmin's pricing here is a little bit crazy, $299, but the new Radar now can tell you vehicle size.
Oh yeah, because that's
right. Why do I like, dude? A 1,000-pound metal object
it depends
versus
though.
a 5,000-pound metal object.
It depends. Like if a semi is passing you at 65 miles an hour versus like a small car, maybe you might be like, oh, I won't get off the road. But if you see it's a huge semi coming through, maybe you jump off the road.
But that's my thing though. Is like I was actually thinking about this. Like, okay, so when I see the radar, it turns red and I see a car coming fast. Like, first off, my thought is like, why am I on this road where like cars are coming at me that fast and it's that scary? And the second thing is that I don't think that I would ever be, if that radar told me a huge truck is coming at me and it's not moved over lanes and whatever, I'm never ditching it into the gutter. Like,
Where you going?
How
You
is
gonna
it
stay on the
telling
road?
I'm gonna stay on the road because, like, for
Dude.
me,
No.
I don't know.
you?
gotta
How is
jump.
it telling you this? Is it like showing something on?
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you guys able to see my screen? So
It's like
we
Frogger.
have the-
It shows. It's
yeah.
like Frogger.
So you have a couple modes on the right side of the screen here on the 1050 Garmin 1050. You can do a split screen where it'll show you the lanes and all the traffic behind you, or you can alternatively do the whole. You can set it up to where when it detects motion behind you, it takes up the whole screen, kind of like how the phone is displayed. So your whole 1050 or 850 will look like that. I'm sure their smaller head units also would do that. But it will tell you if they're moving over also. If they're not moving over and they're just gonna run you over, it'll also tell you that they're coming.
Here's my issue with this. I think it's great. However, I probably wouldn't use it. What I like the rear facing camera radar thing for is that filming. Does this still have the camera where
No,
it films?
this one doesn't. They're
See,
filming one also.
Yeah, I like the filming. That fact that, okay, if somebody does hit me or something, I got them on camera
Yeah.
more than the radar, because to me, I have a little mirror that I look, I can see where they are.
No,
I like
you
I
ride
love
with
a
a
mirror.
mirror.
I love a mirror. And
Jason,
guess what? There's a company out there now that's making sunglasses with the mirror on it.
What's a company called?
Try Eye.
I feel like we saw that. Maybe we looked at that.
No, I have the take a look mirror.
does your mirror fit with your big brim visor that goes around your helmet?
So
Does that work?
This is a take a look mirror, Graham. So it's just literally like a little
Tiny
thin
thing.
piece of wire with a little mirror on it. Dude, they are awesome. All I got to do is like glance, and I can see all the pain I'm putting you guys in behind me.
All right. Listen, I don't want to roast you on a live podcast because I just don't feel like that's good. But I do. It does actually bring up a really good point about this Garmin thing. So the thought of looking back and seeing the people behind you. So does this new Garmin area, does it pick up cyclists as well? Because like that was always an issue with the old Varia. It was like if you say you go ride in a Peloton and you leave your light on radar mode, it's just like flashing in people's eyes and beeping at you constantly because like it thinks that bikes are cars. Does it show the difference between bikes?
I'm glad you asked. So it now has a Peloton mod. So if you're in a big group, you could set up so it'll mute the brightness on it on your light. But I feel like in the last 2 generations of the Varia lights, they have worked out the false positives if they're bicycles that are behind you. I have not had that issue. Yvonne's got the one that has the camera on it. Also, I got that for Christmas one time. And that one also, no problems. Group rides, no false positives if they're bicycles.
Well, like, so here, but I'll explain my thinking. It would be so cool if, like, Garmin made it to where, say you're racing and you're a sprinter or you're in like a group and like you're on the front of the group and you're pulling. Imagine if you could look down in your head unit and you could see where every other rider was. So if like someone comes attacking up the right side, you could see that. You could see that on your Garmin, and you could be like, "Oh shit, I can
definitely see that with my mirror."
Dude, our street cred is like.
Hey, Aria, I used to come up behind you. You used to like to get out of the way because you thought there was a car coming behind you sometimes.
I know. Grandma's watching our viewership go down every time Jason mentions the mirror.
Our live viewers are just like dropping significantly, but it's all good.
No, but honestly, I think for me, I'm a big believer now in the Raider. It's just I don't go anywhere without it.
I like the filming more than anything.
Yeah, the filming one's good, but it's from Garmin, but it's terrible. The quality is terrible.
Yeah, I actually watched a review on that. Like the amount of times that it actually captured license plates, it has to be the brightest of days and doesn't actually really like do that much. Yeah. However, what I like more about the radar, it's nice to know that there are cars coming, but we all know that even if we see a car coming, if that car is going to hit us, it's going to hit us. But what the Garmin does do, and same with like the Wahoo and some of these others, is that it changes the light pattern. And it is shown to get attention, and for me that's enough. It's like it's better than just like a blinking light or a solid light. Like it it'll be solid and it'll start flashing when a car starts coming, and I think that's what the safety issue measure is.
It's really hard to see that light though when you're texting.
True.
No, but by the way, on that note,
Instagram.
Yeah. And on that note, we want to thank everybody that pushed for the Iowa bill. They kind of backed off on it.
Really?
They backed off of it. Yeah, I'm sure.
I heard they were just making edits to it.
but I think they're gonna have to remove. It was just too broad sweeping. You know, there
Yeah, it
was
going to
no
take bikes off the road. It was going to take bikes off the road forever. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like it like I think it would be. I was such a funny state in the sense that it does have such a big bike culture in the major metropolitan areas, and then having RAGBRAI, like it seems so odd to me. You know, other than a couple pissed off farmers that don't like Monday night gravel coming down while they have to drive their combines. Like, why target this population? Because like. It's not like, you know, California, New Jersey, New York, where they're having to deal with like these mobs of people on Surons, like riding through the streets. Like it seems so ridiculous to me.
That kind of was my question too. Is like, what do these three politicians think what's gonna happen when they get like 30,000 people riding their bikes across Iowa every summer?
Yeah.
Like what the hell is their thinking?
Yeah.
Like, how is that going to go over well for them?
Well, RAGBRAI could be different though, because like you know, I group it in there, but RAGBRAI is probably one of the most permitted races in the United States. You know, like you know, signing off with towns and local police forces and things like that, because the roads aren't closed, but they're effectively closed, and so maybe they see it as like a revenue grab. Which is that like, okay, we know that we got a bunch of people that ride bikes. Let's figure out a way to charge them for it.
Well,
or keep them off.
That's what they're doing in Jersey.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, it's I'm glad it got pushed back, because you know what a silly thing to do. But
yeah. So what's the extent on the New Jersey? Right, so you need to have insurance, right? Like some kind of liability on it, right?
I mean, it's essentially. I'm pretty sure for all e-bikes, the law or the proposed law is that you have to have insurance, liability and collision insurance. You have to have a license, and you have to have a license plate. So that means for like mountain bikes, like you could trailer you could ride, like rack your mountain bike out to the bike park and go do laps, and you get this like novelty license plate on the back of it. Like, can you imagine what that would be?
And
ridiculous.
And if you gotta be like, I think you have to have a license, like a driver's license.
You do,
to ride.
Yeah, you do. You have to have a driver's license, and you can get tickets for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really wild. You know what I really worry about. You know, we could talk about what the legislation looks like, but the industry as a whole is in such decline right now. You know, major manufacturers and retailers are struggling. I mean, we look at Trek. You know, companies that have been struggling already, and then you throw something like this on top of that. I mean, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about Trek's latest outlook and earnings. But it's a little bit scary, I think, for something that was such a cultural boom during COVID times and right after COVID times, and now there's almost like been a 180 backlash against it.
Bicycles have been around since the late 1800s, and there were times when there were hundreds, if not thousands, of bicycle companies, manufacturers, to like when there weren't as many, and it's going to ebb and flow. And I think this is just a restructuring and a balancing of the market, basically, because we had the COVID thing, and then we had the not COVID thing, and now I'm personally, I think it's going to like even out this year. Like, I think the sales are going to be pretty solid.
I disagree totally. I don't know, like, I do want to talk about Trek a little bit at some point, but I do want to go down this line a little bit, because I disagree with you completely, Jason, because I think that the major retailers, like the big players, are in deep trouble, because there's a lot of like external forces, legislative and policy driven and otherwise, but I think the big threat to major retailers are all of the pop-up brands that are undercutting them on prices. Like, so like
direct to consumer.
You take like Trek. So Trek, like, their top of the line Madone with SRAM Red and everything is going to be $14,000 to $15,000. There are Chinese bikes out there where you can get a full SRAM red build and a carbon fiber bike with decent wheels for $8,000.
First off, support the local. Don't be buying the cheap, the Chinese stuff. I mean, I guess it is cheaper. Yeah, but I mean, okay, if that's all you're thinking about is cheaper, then it'll even out. Trek will adjust their pricing. They won't make as many of the $14,000 ones, and maybe Trek doesn't do well, and maybe somebody who really cares about bikes buys a Rodeo Labs or a Black Sheep Cycles, or personally, I would much rather people buy a freaking really cool steel bike that's made here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see because most local bike shops are tied to 1, 2, 3, 4 brands, right? Like that's what they retail. Like Flat Tire sells what Otso, Scott,
Cervelo,
yeah. So you have your brands, and you guys are probably a little more boutique than some other shops, but I think some of these shops that are very dependent on a Trek or we're a Trek shop or we're a Specialized shop or something, they're going to have to find ways in which that they have access to some of these smaller brands, be it Chinese or American or something like that, and say hey, you want a cool bike, come to us and we'll build your experience for you and figure out what the right bike is for you. And it's not you walk into a shop and there's a set of bikes out on the floor. It's a personalized experience in which
it's going to have to be that way. Yeah.
And that's kind of the direction we're trying to kind of switch to is, we want to get you the right bike, the good right bike for yourself and, for what you ride. And, and I'm really the stuff that people buy on Amazon and stuff. I'm inclined to I hate to say it, but I'm go someplace else. It's
well, yeah. I mean, I think there's a threshold of quality. There's a threshold of quality.
Well, there's a cheap bike there for $150 that they're going to bring it in for a service, and if a service is $90 and they need a couple of parts on it, I mean, go get a new bike. I mean, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we definitely. I think this has to be a balance, right? With the local shop, consumers are definitely changing their. People are not wanting to spend money, and understandably so. Things are expensive, and I think with the local bike shops, they're gonna have to get creative with what you can get riders on, just to help survive these times that are kind of wishy-washy. Yeah, because Trek, I think, laid off 15%. 15% of their workforce.
50% of their workforce. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Trek is the tried and true story of a big sleepy boulder that won't
Camping change. 40%.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because if you have ridden the new Campy Super Record, it is a sketch group set to ride.
Is it?
Dude. The shifters are these little carbon fiber squares that are there's a hole in the middle, so you put your finger on it and it's not good.
They still have a world tour team riding their stuff.
Who's still riding their stuff?
Oh, I forget who it is. I remember. I know they've got one team on the tour.
I don't think you're right. I'm gonna look it up.
No, they do. They've got one.
Trek is gonna have to cut back on some of the money they're sponsoring their freaking world tour team to pay their employees. You know, 40% is ridiculous. So do we?
Yes.
So do we think that
that's 2025? Hang on. It's 2026.
So do we think that most of these companies, when they had the COVID boom, and they hired a whole bunch of.
Whoa.
Well, it will not have a presence
In
in the
2026.
World Tour in 2026.
No?
No
That was
presence.
Chat GPT. I think
That wasn't ChatGPT.
just-
That was Google Gemini.
That's right. They're all bad AI.
They're all bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ben, I worry about Trek though. I think they tried, Trek's strategy essentially was, they were dumb. They had no foresight during COVID, and they were like, "Oh, the good times are here forever. Let's buy up a bunch of inventory. Let's make a bunch of SKUs." And then it died off, and so then they tried to hang on and thought it might come back. It didn't work. So then they tried this reduced SKU, like let's reduce the number of the diversity of units that we have. And so they got rid of the Amanda, they got rid of the old Madone, and they made this Madonna, I guess, thing. and it's kind of it's an okay bike, but it's not a great bike. It doesn't test well, and it's not good. And so they thought, okay, we'll reduce that. It'll be less units. They've tried to do it again and again, and they've told stores over and over to say hey, these are your major selling bikes. Focus on selling this model of bike. Focus on selling this model of bike. And they've basically done it to try and reduce their inventories, and it hasn't worked. And so they're up Schitt's Creek right now because they've got all these old bikes that they have to sell, which means that they can't innovate, which means that they can't, really cater to this new market of people that are looking for something that is unique and personal to them. And these other brands Basso or Windspace or some of these other Chinese brands are coming in, and they're able to undercut them 1,000%. And so it's up. Then the pressure gets put on the local bike shops to try to sell a product that's somewhat inferior to what someone can get offline. And it's shit, that sucks.
I don't know that it's inferior. It's cheaper. Or it's more expensive. That's something,
Well, I think for me, the only thing that worries me, and again, I've only seen a couple stories, but maybe there's more, is obviously we have to look at price tolerance, right? How much is someone willing to pay? So if you crash on a Trek, if there's a frame defect, there is somebody you're gonna talk to, right, about that defect.
Yep.
If you go hey, I'm gonna go cheap, you are going 30, 40 miles per hour down the road on this thing.
Yep.
So you have to weigh that balance. Do I save $6,000 and potentially crash and have no bike, still spend the $6,000, and now I got nobody to be hey, why did this frame crack, or why did this fork crack? So I think this is where the mainstream brands that have a representation here in the US have the advantage. But again, that's a small piece. But for me, that influences me immensely.
Well, you hit the nail on the head though, which is I tell people it's okay, Trek, Specialized, Scott, Giant, Cannondale, Canyon, all of these bikes are just like cars. It's Toyota, it's Honda, it's Acura, it's Nissan. There's some luxury brands that are cool because they have the name and things like that. But don't buy the bike, buy the shop, because the shop is the one that's going to be taking care of it.
And we're going towards more service oriented, because we're not going to try and sell a lot of bikes this year because people are buying the stupid Canyons and the stupid Specialized. They can we're going to click it on the line and it's going to show up at my door, and.
Yeah, but I would even say, and maybe you could tell me if I'm wrong, Jason, in your shop, but I think that shops are going to have to change to accommodate customers' desires and needs. And I think you're going to have to get to a way to where customers feel comfortable walking in saying this is kind of what I want. And it may be a Canyon Arrow Road. And they say that to you and you're okay, why do you want that bike? What is it about that bike that you really like? And it may be price point, it may be looks, it may be anything, but you as a shop are going to have to find a way to meet the customer halfway and say all right, I walk in and maybe you don't carry the brands that I want, but we can find a
Well,
compromise in the middle,
yeah,
or I can
you know,
find a way to get that for
Still
you.
get the sale. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
You want the Canyon? Go buy the Canyon. Bring it to the shop. We'll put it together. You know,
Yep.
it's where it's the problem I have is when they get the Act Best or the high bike, you know, and they bring in that, you know, $500 e-bike from Amazon, and it's just garbage from
Yeah.
top to bottom. And they,
Yeah.
well, my battery's bad, and I ripped all the spokes out of it, and you know, what do I do with the brakes and stuff?
Yeah,
And
I
you're
mean,
like,
I think of two different. I'm thinking about two different customers. They're like, you're totally
well,
right.
there's
Like people,
Yeah.
that
like,
is.
I'm
two
talking
different.
about someone that comes in and says that, like, hey, I want a bike. Like, I live in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and I got one bike shop in town. It happens to be an amazing bike shop.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive to Pittsburgh and buy a, you know, like Cervelo or say a Specialized something.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather work through you guys. Like, while you may not do that right now, I think eventually that there's going to have to be a point where like bike shops are going to be like, oh, you want a Specialized? All right, like we're going to figure out a way to get you a Specialized, or you want a Dare, or you want a like
Right.
Willier, like we're going to find a way to get you that.
Well, more than
Yeah.
likely, we're going to just say, you know what, you're going to get the best price going online. You know,
Yeah, but like, but bike shops won't survive if they do that.
well,
Like-
Yeah.
we're going to survive on fixing them.
Well, exactly. But the only way that you fix them is that like you establish that initial relationship with the customer when they get their bike, and you're the first person to put hands on their bike and say like, this is your bike and I know that I've done it for you and you should bring it back to me from then on.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to convert a customer that has a bike shipped to them and then, you know, they go out for their first ride and they fucked up their derailleur setup
Yeah.
and they Google local bike shop and there's nine different options and they pick Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that to go service their $3,000 bike.
Well,
Like, I think you got to figure out a way to capture those customers.
yeah. It's going to be the struggle for this year, I think. You know,
Mm-hmm. I think this year and the years leading forward, because I think you hit on a good point earlier. The bike brand market, especially e-bike and non-e-bike, is becoming highly granulated. Like, I think the power players are losing power, and like Trek, Specialized, Giant, Scott, Canyon, maybe not so much Canyon because they're kind of new, but I think there are a lot of these boutique brands, and especially coming over from Asia, that are going to challenge the market as it stands right now.
I see. You know, I think actually Canyon and Specialized are pretty genius in what they're doing. I think they're just throwing tons of money at the fastest riders they can get to promote their brand. And in all honesty, their bikes aren't that. I mean, how much better is a Specialized or a Canyon better than a Giant or a Trek? They're all
Right. No one really knows. No one really knows. Yeah.
It's so minute.
And
You know?
more than that, it doesn't matter because none of us are riding that fast.
Exactly. You know, so people are seeing, you know, all these people, and that's why half the people are buying Canyons because, you know, everybody's racing Canyons and they're winning on Canyons. So I'm going to buy a Canyon, you know, and I can get it. I can just buy it on the internet, you know. So,
but that being said, even though it doesn't matter, like the reality of the situation is that none of it matters. Like, buying a more aero frame or a lighter frame doesn't change the fact that you drink a 6-pack every Saturday and you got like a beer gut. You know, it doesn't change that fact.
Drink your moonshine in West Virginia.
Like, yeah, the definitive fact, it doesn't matter, but people care.
Yeah.
And people want it. And so like the bike brands have to play that game.
Yeah.
And the bike shops have to play that game.
And what I'm more interested in is the componentry, which is also getting tossed on its head a little bit with, you know, the TRP stuff and the drone, the rotor. drivetrains and stuff that are
Yeah.
all this
And-
stuff.
And you know what's funny is like along those lines, you guys have seen that cycling brand clothing map around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I was watching that video on how that came to be. It's not rooted in history. They don't have any heritage in cycling, but they were just able to pay a bunch of influencers, not us. We did not take any of that money. And now they are they're up there with the Ruffer or the Castellis. They're sitting in that same bracket.
Yeah.
But it's like this brand that was able to figure out, we just need to pay influencers and we'll charge top dollar with no heritage whatsoever, which again, whatever, kudos on them, but that's the stuff is like the same, bicycle industry is facing those shakeout.
But did they make a good product?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
No, I like map stuff. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
I don't have any of their stuff yet, but I would love to try it out.
Yeah, Matt, if you want to send us some samples, go ahead and do that, please.
No. We're not doing that. We already have something else.
Oh, sorry. Don't do it, Matt. Send it to me.
Yeah, send to Graham. He just can't wear it while he's representing the podcast.
I'm gonna get the Tri-Eye guys to send us all a pair of Tri-Eye sunglasses.
Throw that on there
so we can try it out.
I got my Raider, my Wahoo Raider, 150 feet. You can see and let me know. Did you find them? Pull them up and show Graham. The what was it called? Cat Eye?
Tri-Eye, not cat.
Tri-Eye.
Cat Eye. Cat trike.
Cat Eye is the GPS. Remember the one that used the magnetic?
Oh yeah.
Links on your tire.
It was like OG.
Yeah, it was an OG. Speedometer.
It's where you could set your wheel size to be a little different, and then you could look like you're going a lot faster.
Cat Eye.
There we go. Look at that.
Wait, what is this?
Is this a Tri-Eye here, Jason?
Yep.
So it's built right into your
Stop it, Jason. This is what you use.
No, I haven't tried it.
No, he doesn't have that.
I don't want to try.
He wants this. I'm okay. I might try those. They don't look too terrible. This guy doesn't look like a cyclist to me. But
I got Cyclops.
I'm a form follows function, dude. If it,
Yeah.
You mean you're a function guy?
Listen,
it looks like later.
Listen, Jason.
It looks pretty cool.
I think glad that you wear a brim and do you wear a green fluorescent vest when you ride too?
No, I do not.
You don't? With like an orange safety sign behind it?
No. Here.
No?
Here's my take a look here.
Though. They're not too bad, let's say.
That's it right there.
Very minimalistic. Yeah. No technology. That thing will work even when there's a derecho and knocks down all the power in Iowa.
The batteries haven't gone dead on me yet.
Do we want to go over the Gravel Cycling Hall of Fame? I want to know if you all know any of these people.
I don't. I could care less. I could care less.
The 2026. Anybody know who that lady is? I do.
If you say her name,
Meg Fisher.
Oh, Meg Fisher.
Okay,
I know Meg Fisher.
Yeah.
I didn't know what she looked like.
Kristen Ligon. I feel like she's in the same league as Rebecca Rush and just how badass.
I'm not used to them in standing still that long.
So you got her, Meg Fisher. Did you ever hear the podcast about how she lost her leg?
No.
Was it crazy. A shark?
No, car accident. Crazy stuff. Yeah.
That was my third guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lost her partner in that accident, I believe.
Bro, we're having such a good podcast. Like, why are we getting all sentimental now?
Oh, we're talking about the Gravel Hall of Fame people.
I know.
What they able to do with after all that trauma, gravel kept her going. Bikes, exercise, and movement kept her going. How about Jim Cummins? If you guys don't know who this is, I'm done. I'm done. I'm retiring from the podcast.
Well, see you later, Rio.
So, yeah, later, dude.
This is one of the founders of Unbound.
Oh yeah.
You remember all the drama that happened around when Lifetime first took over? He was the first to go.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Was he really tied to the Dirty Kansas name?
Well, according, somewhere from, it was crazy stuff. I don't know exactly. I believe his principles did not align with what Lifetime was trying to do with inclusivity.
Mm.
Yeah. But
Wait,
that's
which
kind
side did he fall on? Non-inclusive or inclusive?
Well,
It's whatever side they didn't want him to be on.
yeah. I'm not sure exactly, but that's the story.
Dude, no, I'm honestly asking because if he was like I want to exclude people, why is he in the Gravel Hall of Fame? If he was on the I want to include as many people as possible, then I get why he would be there.
I
Like,
think
what-
it's very subjective.
There was a lot of some stuff behind that I don't have all the information to, and somebody told me I don't want to share that because I don't know how many people have that information, so I don't want to get into the minutiae of that.
Bro, we just could have gotten so juicy on this podcast, and you are.
No. I usually when you tell me your secret, it's safe with me.
Well, be careful the next person if you ask if I know them, because I'm going to ask real questions and I expect answers. I don't. This is not a plead the fifth scenario.
Yeah, but I am sure if you go back around 2020, whatever they took over, there's plenty of posts surrounding the exit. And then this guy, I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, it's
All right.
Paul Arrington. You don't know him?
No, I do not know him.
Yeah.
I knew all the other ones except this guy.
He rode his bike.
He did.
He did. All right. That's all I had. Nothing too inspiring, I suppose.
Well, that was great. Well, should we cut it down?
Hold on, one more.
One more.
Remember the guy on the Alula tour that wrecked at 60 miles an hour?
Yes.
He tore his butthole.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, he did.
What? No. Oh,
Yeah.
Anus
Yeah.
was one of the injuries.
Yeah.
dude, I missed that. Why did you not send me the post? What the hell?
Well,
Dude,
Yeah.
holy cow. He had to have surgery, I'm assuming. Man, that's going to be hard to get back on that bike.
No shit.
yeah.
Literally, the road tore him a new butthole,
He whistles now.
Jesus.
He's like,
My
No,
God.
he doesn't whistle anymore.
This is why I'm saying when you go out and buy a bike where you have no fall guy, this is another example. Bike racing and bike riding is just dangerous. This is another one of those. Buy it from a reputable source so that they're going to take care of your bike.
I hope he gets a bonus. I hope whatever team he rides for gives him a good bonus for this year.
They got to, don't you think?
Yeah.
you have to get some butt implants. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Arrow cheeks.
Dang. Well,
All right. I think we should
guy.
shut it down. On the note of arrow cheeks, though, I'm going to say this, and then I think we should shut it down. One thing that everyone needs to go look into is the ski jumpers and them using plastic surgery to increase their arrow profile down in the front.
In the front.
Yeah, so
I heard about that.
it's going to come to cycling. Mark my words.
If you, Graham,
I
why don't
didn't
you
tell
the
you
people a little
anything.
bit
How did
right
you
quick?
know?
Yeah,
Well, because I'm really fast, and there's a reason because I'm so arrow.
that's right.
Yeah. All right.
I heard
on that
about it a
note-
little bit. Yeah, I think Yvonne was telling me about it.
Oh God! All right, let's cut it down.
All right, guys. Graham will
please.
tell you exactly what I was talking about with the skimo jumpers or whatever they're called on the next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about it then. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Well, until next time, I want to thank you guys all for listening as always every week. Thanks to our partners in crime, and until the next one. Peace.
Peace out.
Roof, roof.